All right, we're recording.
Yeah, but say I'm not starting this.
I just did.
Yeah.
Yep. We have 2 guests this week. Oh my goodness. Next week it's going to be 3.
Okay.
No, it's not. If you get 3, I'm walking out. You 4 could record. We've done it before. Done it before. Not again.
I'll be the replacement Jay, as usual.
Yeah, we just got to have another Jay. That's all that's required. So we have Dungeon Lord Jay returning and Bill from last week returning as well. And
me and you.
Oh yeah, and I'm the Grumpy Dungeon Master Jay, along with Grumpy Dungeon Master Christopher, and we're the Grumpy Dungeon Master podcast. All right, all the intros are done, over with. Thanks for listening. Bye, guys. Wait.
So, what did everyone get for Christmas for D&D? Let's talk about that.
I got nothing D&D related.
You suck.
No, people don't really buy me a lot of D&D stuff. I buy it myself because I know what I want.
True.
I did order me the Alternity, the quote unquote monster manual yesterday, so I'll have that sometime this week. For those who aren't familiar, Alternity was a TSR sci-fi game, came out late 90s, mid 90s, somewhere around there. It's a la Starfinder.
I'll go right in between, like 93, 94.
Yes, somewhere in that era. And I own most of the books, but I actually didn't have the monster manual.
Oh.
If I ever get something from a random RPG set, all I really want is the monster manual. I don't need the player's guide. I don't need the DMG or whatever. I just want the monster manual.
Yeah, I don't know why I never had it before. I was searching on eBay yesterday, just looking for tabletop games. I came real fucking close to ordering Original Traveler.
Ooh.
I saw a box set on there. The box was in shit condition, but everything else looked pretty decent condition. But it was little pricey, but I came close. I still haven't talked myself completely out of it, so I might end up getting it.
Yeah, I keep seeing the Kickstarter for the MCDM thing. I'm like, should I just jump on the bandwagon and
are they going to get you on the last day like Crooked Moon did me? Maybe.
I don't know. Like, everyone's like, "Oh, you're gonna love this system. It's gonna be the best system ever."
You love World of Warcraft?
Slob. Like, I don't know.
You loved 4th edition. You loved World of Warcraft.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not 4th edition. It's not World of Warcraft. It's something.
I'm actually pretty familiar with what they're trying to do with the MCDM system. From what I understand, it's going to be a lot more loose with the rules and more cinematic. So not so much like 4th edition with lots of more rigid, I guess, mechanics. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's going to be cinematic is what he kept saying over and over and over again. He wants it to be like a movie in your head.
So I kind of need very clear-cut rules. Like, you guys have talked a lot about, or Jay and Bill, you guys have talked a lot about how, like, 1st edition and 2nd edition was very kind of like rules light, and 2nd edition made more rules and made more things more concrete. I really like having concrete, solid answers. That's why I go to, the Crawford's site to get his opinion on it, because sometimes I don't want to make the decision of whether or not a bag of holding does this, that, or the other thing. Put us on a bag of holding. I want what the original creator thought of. If I want to create my own system and create my own fucking rules, I'll do it myself. I don't. So a very loosey-goosey system that's just like, vague rules to do things that exist, I'm not that interested in. Whereas, like, the Fantasy Flight system for their Star Wars game and their space game, whatever it's called now, where it's a very narrative-based system that you build a pool of dice in and then roll the dice to get the result, and you have a narrative result from that die roll, is much more interesting to me because it has a lot of concrete rules about what things do. Yeah, there's a table that says advantages and disadvantages based on the die roll, and the DM can kind of guess on that table, but I don't know.
I get it. You started D&D, and honestly, it's not even a matter of when you started. Some people prefer board game equivalent, where you have very structured rules for everything. My problem with that is it's role-playing games. You cannot have rules for everything, and if you do, you're going to end up with some bad rules, a la grappling for 5e. Or or ship to ship combat for 5e.
Yeah, that one's pretty rough.
Fair. But like I said, like at the point in time, but there were better rules in the past,
Yeah, but
and they are quote unquote fixing it for the new release.
Yeah.
I mean, no system can be perfect.
That's true. Yeah, nothing you do will ever have. There will never be a perfect gaming system.
I will say though, in my 5th edition experience that I have now, I am getting a little sick of making my own miniature systems, like systems within the game.
Yep. I never bothered to do it with 5e because you don't really have to for the most part. You can, what is not explained in 5e, you can wing it like in 1st or 2nd edition.
There's actually this topic kind of leads into actually one of the gifts that I got for Christmas, and I got it from one of my players.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're talking about that.
Yeah, that was the original topic. He bought me the Monsters Know What They're Doing Combat Tactics or Dungeon Masters.
Oh, cool.
It's by Keith Amman. Amman. I don't know. Keith. It's by Keith. Keith wrote it, and it's a blog that he did, and basically he published it into a book.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with the blog. I use it all the time.
So I started reading a little bit of it today, and it's a really good book. I don't think it's meant for me though. It is very clear, like this is how the monster was written in 5th edition. This is what each of the attacks mean, and this is how I would play that monster with no changes to their idea. Maybe like I said, I've read owlbears, Duragar, and mages so far. Like I haven't even scratched the surface of the book. It's a huge book. And I think my wife should read this book. I think it'd help her out a lot with her DMing and everything. So the first chapter that I read was Duragar. And the very first thing he does is he talks about how enlarge is an action spell. And when Duragar would use enlarge. And mathematically, when it breaks down, when it's best for Duragar to be enlarged, because if the combat's only going to last 3 rounds, then you only do an average of 2 more damage by the 4th round. Whereas if you would just stay small, then you would do 20 damage versus the 22. But if the combat's going to last for longer than 3 rounds, then enlarging starts to scale higher because you're enlarged and dealing more damage. And
that's getting into the fucking,
right,
the wilds there.
And then he talked about how invisibility should be used for running away, and that was it. It was like a page about the Duragar, and I love Duragar, so that's kind of why I went there. And I homebrew that the Duragar enlarged kind of as a bonus action.
Yeah, me too.
I make it part of their move in a way. If I have them enlarge, I also don't have them move. It's a little too much, but I kind of let them enlarge as a bonus action, and I don't really see it as a way of dealing more damage. I see it as a way of taking up more space. Yeah, they deal more damage, but you don't enlarge to deal more damage as a large guy. Your job is to take up space.
Well, I have something to say on this topic. Is that for using Duragar as an example, right? Because like I said, I have been to this blog several times.
Yeah,
I would go to this website and to make clear what the intended purpose of the monster is. Maybe not to min-max the monster, right? But I would make a Duragar enlarge because it's what Duragar do. And to my players who haven't maybe encountered many Duragar, or their characters haven't encountered Duragar, it's a fun thing to be like, oh, and this guy gets gigantic. You know, he becomes the size of an ogre, just because it's cool and it's fantasy.
Yeah. And so, like, he mentioned, like, invisibility is only used for them to run away when they get lost in a fight or something like that. I was like, fuck that. Like, I hate to use my own shit as
my ankle says otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
I use invisibility as an ambushing technique.
Ambush,
like, what?
100%.
Yeah.
You make too much noise going down that hallway, the Duragar in my first room in Dread are going to turn invisible and then come out in surprise and enlarge and use a surprise round to enlarge. And if I'm feeling, spicy, they'll do an attack or two. And
Right.
but that mind master is always just reduced and
Just hanging out there, stabbing me in the fucking ankles.
killing players left and right. So I kind of like disagree with that. So I read a couple others. I've read like the Owlbear, and the Owlbear made a lot more sense. You talking about how like its intelligence is low, but it's not terribly low, so it would know to run away. It would basically attack whoever last hit it. It doesn't know what range attacks really are, so it's only going to focus in melee. It's going to close distance, blah blah blah. And so I was looking for something like spicy to go with it all, and it was the last paragraph of the Owlbear thing that kind of actually caught my attention. It was like, okay, maybe this book will have something hidden in there that's really good. And it says, if an owlbear in the wilderness reduces one of its opponents to 0 HP, and no one hits it with a melee attack before the start of its next turn, it seizes the unconscious foe in its beak and dashes towards its lair with them. It doesn't do this in an enclosed space or if it's already in its lair. Like, I never thought of that. Like, that's the stuff I need.
Got itself dinner, yeah.
Grab it in the beak and run. Like,
pretty good.
I'm all for that. I'm going to do that in Adventures League. I'm going to kill Bill.
Go for it.
It's owlbears. Every encounter is an owlbear just hunting Bill down.
He's going to be like
fine. I'll be a druid and turn into an owlbear myself.
You can't. It's a monstrosity.
Can't do it in 5e.
Oh, that's not what the movie said.
That's not what the movie said. I did see there was like a blog post on D&D Beyond where it's like, okay, so we're making a circle of the owlbear, and they transform into owlbears.
Yeah.
And the mages one was basically just like, here's how spells work. Like, time stop sucks, but use it defensively. So
yeah. You open with time stop to buff yourself.
Right.
You open with time stop, push people into a line, cast lightning bolt. That's all I've ever used time stop to do. Because it's not an attack. You're just pushing people. So you don't pop. The other gift that I got for Christmas is my wife got me Dungeon and Dragon Mad Libs. All right.
Here we go.
Well, here it is.
So I'm going to read
Sorry, everybody.
So I'm going to read you guys the Mad Libs that my wife, my daughter filled out for Christmas, on Christmas Day. And it's the Mad Lib of Master of the Dungeons. Being a dungeon master is no walk in the Chick-fil-A. You have to meticulously clean encounters while staying purple enough to go with the crab. It's particularly silky if you're a slime greenhorn. So here are some wise kelps. Do play pre-made adventures, as they are a great meowing off point. Do not try to railroad or cry player characters into a corner. They'll always take the toothbrush less traveled. Do establish crystal clear thunderstorms for your players. Otherwise, they'll end up ugly and confused. Do not overplan. Prep time is nasty. But you have to roll only with the owls, too. But you have to roll with the owls, too. Do relax. The Christmassy secret of DMing is that disco DJs don't need epic windmills to have fun.
No, they don't.
That's good.
So, Bill, unfortunately, you missed this. That was while we were waiting for you to start, before we started the podcast. We filled out another Mad Lib.
Oh, okay.
I know. They filled it all out. They were so mean. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Great. Here it
this
comes.
This is the Mad Lib called The First Campaign that the two J's here filled out. The party stood shoulder to penis at the opening of an engorged cave. The Oregon Crusher, the Purple Dwarf Warrior, ran towards the entrance, but then Jay, the cleric, held her back. I sense a large energy coming from in there, the cleric whispered as the light atop his pirate ship flickered. Tara gripped her two-handed thumberchild and smirked. We'll take care of it, she said. Then Chris Perkins' Forest Keep, the tiny elven rogue, appeared from behind his cloak of scissors. Don't be so sure, he murmured, sexing a knife in his hand. Suddenly, 8 ferocious Leopleurodons bolted out of the cave with blue intent. Tara squealed with delight. Be gone! It's time for Jonathan!
Okay.
It's time for Jonathan.
Jonathan, no.
Remember, guys, if you start the D&D movie at 11:48 and 15 seconds, the council member will scream Jonathan at midnight.
I gotta say, I'm taking two-handed thumberchod with me.
Yeah, that was my exact thought. I actually want to play a character now that only speaks in Mad Libs. Like every sentence is just going to have something random in it that doesn't make any fucking sense.
She gripped her two-handed thumberchod. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I like the shoulder to penis running into the
Shoulder to penis is good.
And Chris Perkins sexing a knife. It's beautiful.
So, anyone's got any D&D Christmas gifts that can top these two?
I got a sweater that says Dungeon Master on it.
It's D&D related.
I got. My wife did get me some D&D shirts. She got me a Lazelle profile picture t-shirt.
Of course.
And she got me a shirt, another shirt that says Dungeon Dad, and another shirt that said it was like Dungeons and Kitties, I think, and it had like a cat for every player class all around it. They're very cute shirts.
Oh, that's cool.
And they actually fit me, so that's rare.
Yeah, because I know you wear giant-sized shirts. I didn't get anything other, like I said, D&D related for Christmas. I did just play the Goonies board game, however, like right before we started recording the podcast. If you have not played it, it's actually very reminiscent of D&D. Like you actually, because you play. There's actually a game master and then the players. And the game master is you moving all the monsters around, trying to actually prevent the players from achieving their goals. And the players are picking the Goonies. One of them was playing Sloth. One of them was playing one of the other ones. And overall, really fucking awesome game that I'm going to have to get a copy of now.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that does sound pretty cool.
So,
yep. Anyway, Christmas is over, and actually New Year's is over too.
I was about to say, Bill, did you get anything for Christmas?
Actually, I did. I got a few things. Some liquid-filled dice.
Ooh.
Some dice that actually have... I don't know. I think it's supposed to be a dragon or a demon's eye on the inside.
Ooh.
Is it Saruman's eye?
No.
Oh,
Is
well.
it the Xanathar? Is it really big?
It kind of looks like it, but
Because there
it's
is
got
a
a reddish-orange tinge for the dice itself, and then the eye inside is about the same coloring. So, I mean, you can see it, and I've actually started using it, and my players now hate me. But they were the ones that gave it to me.
Nice.
Because it rolls on average an 11 or higher 60-something% of the time.
Nice.
Yes, they hate it.
There was a Xanathar die, like eye die, It was about the size of like it was bigger than a bigger like the size of D100. And it was on Temu for like $2.
Oh wow.
So I kind of wonder if that's it, because I think they were on Temu because there was the Dragon Eye dies that were kickstarted a year or so ago that my wife still hasn't had a delivery of, and they keep sending emails out every month about how they fucked up the manufacturing of the die and don't have all the eyes at perfect center looking at the D20, so there's an extra delay or some shit. And but I think a rolling eye in a D20 would be a lot better.
Yeah, it is.
Cool.
I can tell you that now.
Yep. Who's it looking at?
Whatever number is on top.
Which is 60% of the time an 11 or higher.
Yes. What else did I get? Some other little odds and ends. Hydra, the Goblin Insta pack that came out. Yeah, it's actually kind of cool.
There is a cool thing. I'm trying to remember the name of it is. It's a random pack of dice. I think they're Asarex Treasure Hoard or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Asarex treasure packs, and they're expensive. Okay, they're like $20, but it's a bag. It's a blind bag, and inside the blind bag is a D&D, like not crocheted, whatever that term is for sewing in a symbol onto something. Not
Embroidered.
Embroidered.
Yeah.
It's a D&D embroidered bag, and in the bag there is a metal coin and a random dice set. And the random dice sets come in common, uncommon, rare, and legendary. Legendaries being like really cool metal dice and stuff like that. And the coins can also come in common, uncommon, rare, and legendary, where like you get different kind of coins. So I bought 3 of those, gave one to me, my wife, and my kid, and we got like this really cool like blood red or black with like blood red like splashes all over it dice set that was uncommon, and it had a warrior superiority die coin on it and it was really cool. My wife got like this see-through that had like little ice cream cones inside of it, I think, and she got a Bard inspiration coin. And then my daughter got like this wispy cloud cotton candy colored die set with some other random coin in it, which is really cool. They're really cool, but they're like $20-$25 a pack.
Yeah.
And you don't know what you're getting. Some of them are really cool looking, but there's 60 possible dice sets, 18 different coins, and 5 different color bags. And the rarest set there is like Asarex dice set with a greenhorn, the greenhorn devil face coin.
Face, right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's kind of cool, and I think it's worth it. Like if you need dice, but like I don't know who would buy that if they want a specific set of a dice, you know. So it's good for random dice, but I wouldn't buy it if I wanted to get like the black ones from the set or something.
Right.
Yeah, but people love. You said it was a blind box.
Yeah,
yeah. Like people fucking love those things.
I know. I buy them all the time.
It's like It's gambling, you know, but it's not illegal. So
Yep. Well,
so I forgot the best part is it comes in a giant box for the game stores, and it's basically the greenhorn mouth looking
Double
shaped
face.
box. So you have to reach into its mouth to grab.
Oh, that's
the
great.
blind bags and pull them out.
That's great.
So I saw that originally, and I was like, I ain't doing that. No.
It's triggering.
yeah, my wife does. She sells soaps, beard oils, stuff like that at Ren fairs. But she's got 2 different bags, and they're mystery bags dice, little odds and ends, cute things for D&D, like a little potion bottle, a little scroll, stuff like that. They can see that part of it, but they don't know what they're getting for the dice.
Right. That's cool.
And she sells those things like hotcakes.
It's crazy. Like, my wife was buying these wax warmer, or she had a wax warmer. She was buying waxes, and they had a sale. And she always sees like the sales and like never really buys anything. But this one sale one time said, "We will randomly put little plastic sharks in these waxes. If you're lucky, you'll get one." So then she spent $100 on waxes trying to get this little baby shark and one of these random things.
Not the baby shark.
It was a little. We actually got one, which was great because now we sit on top of the little wax cube as it melts, and like he falls down into it.
Yeah.
Well, at least they weren't lying. Like they were actually adding them in there.
Yeah, I was half expecting you to say you never got one.
You just have to spend $110 to get it.
It's like I can buy you a 10-cent plastic shark, Shelly.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't need to spend $100 of my money from your wallet.
But you got a baby shark out of it, so.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah. My baby shark experience, which was rather traumatizing, sort of. I went to Korea for work. We get at the airport in Korea. What the hell do I see and hear? Baby shark through the entire airport.
Oh no. Were they playing the music the whole time?
Yes.
Oh Lord.
They would change it up every once in a while, like when they did the changing of the guard and all the ceremonial stuff, and then it went right back to baby shark. And I'm going,
God.
Here's a taxi.
Get me out of here.
That's why they do it. They don't want people to hang out at the fucking airport. Get out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
That reminds me just of a story, non-D&D related, non-gaming related. When I was in college, there was a local radio station that had their signal hijacked. And this lasted for like 72 hours. And the person that hijacked the radio station signal replaced the song with it was a song that had the lyric "You're my prison bitch" in it, and just to kind of repeat that same line over and over again, and kind of like this doo-wop sound. And that's all that played on the radio was like, "You're my prison bitch," for 72 hours. It was great. That's all I played on the radio. I was like, I have to listen to this until it goes away.
So April's our buddy Muffin. He has a song that is queued up anytime we're playing Magic: The Gathering, and whenever one player just completely fucks over another player, he'll start playing it, and it's basically "Suck a Dick." It's a song about suck my dick. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
See, so DMs, like when you have a game playing, you want to have some music, but you don't want it to be abrasive music for your players.
Yeah.
You don't want to bust out the Andrew WK "You're All Gonna Die" song when the players walk into the dungeon. It's a little too on the nose.
Or maybe you do want to.
That's fair enough.
Set the theme, right? Very important when establishing a campaign.
Yeah. I can't handle like any music in the background when I'm DMing or playing. Any sort of distractions like that just mess me up. We don't really need music with our D&D games though, because without fail, we will burst into song 2 or 3 times minimum every game session. Like the whole group will just fucking do it.
Not even like soft, like, D&D themed background sound. Wow. That is mind-boggling to me.
If it's not 100%, like when we were playing Ravenloft, as a DM, I can't do it. As a player, if it's very kind of quiet, kind of melodious, it fits the setting, it works. But my ADD just does not allow it. Yeah, like background distractions, things like that are rough.
I have like music in my soul. It's like a core aspect of my being, and I really feel like, I've probably spent like maybe 6 or 7 hours making a specifically defined ordered playlist of like songs to set the tone and the theme of my campaign when I'm running it.
Yeah, I'm envious of DMs who can handle it.
I always have some type of background music or something similar. Depends on where they're at. I try to match it to what they should
Exactly.
be
Right.
feeling.
Right. Yeah, I do the same.
And sometimes I'll slide in little bits and pieces where they should know the song and they should know the lyrics, and it's going to give them a clue as to how not to die.
Hey, that's 4D chess right there.
Yep. And you guys play online. Is that where you using the music at mostly?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Panda was actually he told me that there was too much dead space in our games. I don't think it was bad dead space, but like there needed to be some music or something to kind of like be in the background just to kind of clear up the dead spaces a little bit for my D&D streams. So I started adding music to my D&D streams where I'd have encounter music, I'd have like tabard music, and when I set up everything in Foundry, I can basically set it when I change a scene, the music changes automatically. So that's something I can set ahead of time. And I don't. A problem that I have with music during D&D is when like Lord of the Rings starts playing.
Sure.
It really, like, I appreciate the effort, and I never complain about this to the DM because I don't want them to feel like weird about it, but I can't stand it. Like, I can't stand hearing like da, 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 and like when we're in town and there's not like an epic scene going on.
Yes, exactly.
It's not catered the right way.
Or Conan.
Right.
Like as soon as you hear it, you know what it is. It's gonna throw you out of whatever mindset you were in for gaming.
Exactly.
Because now you're watching Conan.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you only use music, sound effects to enhance the ambience.
Right. So what I actually did, and I'll put this in our Discord chat too as a link. I found a guy called RPG Music Maker on YouTube because I would go to YouTube and I'd try to find music that would fit the theme. Like this was initially for Icewind Dale when I was running.
Oh yes, I have some of this guy's songs on my Icewind Dale playlist.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that link because next month we have a wedding.
Oh, nice.
He's got a Curse of Strahd one too.
So the thing about this guy, that RPG Music Maker on his channel is called RPG Music Maker. His name is Travis Soive. He's he's in Montreal, so it's French or something.
Boy.
He essentially writes musical soundtracks for all the Dungeons and Dragons settings. So there's Curse of Strahd, there's Tomb of Annihilation, there's Rime of the Frost Maiden, Waterdeep, Wild Beyond the Witchlight, Descent into Avernus, and then he has his own RPG ambience music, town-related, location, battle, blah, blah, blah. And he writes all this stuff all the time. He just finished Out of the Abyss. He remastered the Strahd one recently. So pretty much he basically has everything already there for me for what I need for the music.
Right.
And the stuff is really good. So like he has a theme. It's really good for like Rime of the Frost Maiden. He has an Ariel's theme. He has a theme for Valenian Harpel, who's an NPC in it. He has a theme for Yithrin, a bunch of other places. Yes, a place for Sunblight. So he goes through and composes all this music for free. You can use it. You just credit him, and you join his Patreon and give him money because he deserves it. Absolutely. But like this guy has literally been DJing my D&D games now for the past 3 years. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. I have him on my playlist as well. But like you were saying before about how you can get pulled out by a certain track. Like you said, Lord of the Rings is so iconic. Their soundtrack is perfect. It will just immediately take my whole sense of self out of the game. So I have, like I said, meticulously catered my entire playlist to, and I have different playlists for, the battle. But when I decided to run my Rime of the Frost Maiden game, I came up with a. Have you guys ever played Divinity: Original Sins?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know how you get to pick the instruments that they play? Is that
Yeah.
in 2? So I decided that the instruments that are going to theme my campaign of Rime of the Frost Maiden, which is a horror, ice, desolation sort of themed game, is like lots of cellos and dark sort of piano melodies, right? So it's all just very spooky and deep and low. And I've spent hours and hours searching through music trying to make a good solid playlist to give that sort of theme, but every song has either cello or piano.
That's
Nice.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the Lord of the Rings song that just
Yeah.
I can't hear that without seeing fucking Legolas and Gimli.
They're running across the hills.
Right.
Yeah, me too.
It's gonna be any song that you're very familiar with. As soon as it comes on, it's gonna just pull you out of that mindset.
It's so iconic. Sometimes when my players players' characters, excuse me, grab like a cursed magic item, when I describe it, I'm like, oh, you pick up this item, and we get a camera shot of above it as it slowly spirals down towards the item, and the plays. Like that is so iconic that you can see the ring in Frodo's hand beckoning him.
Speaking of Frodo and that, did you see them playing through Baldur's Gate 3?
I was sent the link, but I haven't watched it yet.
It's well worth watching.
Really? It's good? It's not like super cringe?
It's super cringe. It's great.
Trust me. It's like 10 to 15 minutes. It was worth every minute of my time to watch them play that
That's amazing.
game.
Oh no, that as soon as we're done here, that's what I'm doing.
Because they are still living in Lord of the Rings in their head.
I love that. I love that so much for them.
I'll also put that link into the podcast chat channel.
Yeah, for those who aren't familiar, it was I'm forgetting the actor's name, but it was Sam.
Wood
Yeah,
and Sean Ashton.
Thank you.
Sean Astin.
Yeah, Sean Astin.
Come on, Sean
Elijah
Astin
Wood.
in the Goonies game. Come on, man.
I know, right? I couldn't even remember his fucking name. It's Sam and Frodo, man. It's
right. True.
But they're sitting down with, I think it's the head of Larian Studios, or at least their PR guy.
He's the CEO, I think.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
But sitting down and playing through it, they obviously cut the video a whole lot because I don't know how long they actually had to sit and play with them on this game, but they went through a lot of different places in Act 1.
Mhm.
Hours and hours and hours deep into Act 1, and they were actually still doing stuff. So they probably had just a game set up to play them through certain portions of it.
Yeah, it's weird, but I have to suggest that everyone watch it. Even if you haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, it's still worth watching it.
Yep. Yeah, the fucking ending. The ending's worth it.
Oh, I gotta see it.
And I will say no more. Say no more because well worth it.
Have you guys seen the Halfling Barbarians video on Baldur's Gate 3 video?
No,
I don't believe so.
It's called 4 Halfling Barbarians. They have 3 parts. But dude, it is a fucking romp. There's no talking. It's not like players playing it. It's showing it as a story. And these dudes are playing the most fucking chaotic game possible. And they just smash. It's like a super cut. They just smash cut a lot of stuff. And it kind of loosely tells the story, but not really. It's just a whole bunch of fuckery, and it's absolutely hilarious. And it ends with this beautiful scene where they set out like 100 of those fire barrels or whatever, and chain reaction set them off in the goblin camp. Or the goblin, lair or whatever, and they just to like a Mozart theme. You have seen it?
I haven't seen the entirety of it, but I have seen that clip.
Yes,
where it's to I don't remember the song, but yeah, it's Mozart. And and it's literally just these bombs, bum 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 bum.
It's really good stuff. You guys should watch the whole video. I'm not sure. I can't speak for part 2, 3, or whatever, but I definitely highly recommend part 1. It is absolutely hilarious.
I seriously fucking doubt that their playthrough could have been more chaotic than us playing it online, though. Like
on our stream, yeah.
Oh,
it was pretty crazy.
We got to the end of the game and we had 0 NPCs with us. Because we had either
killed them on accident or something.
We had either personally killed them, had another NPC kill them, or just ran them the fuck off.
That's amazing. You guys made it through the whole game, huh?
Oh yeah, we played through them. Yeah, twice.
Like on
How
stream.
How long did it take you guys on stream?
I don't know, a couple months, I think.
And I missed this.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, we just finished it probably the end of November.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, right around the end of November. It was me, Waples, our buddy Daryl, and our other friend Muffin. We played through the whole thing.
That is absolutely amazing. Every time I play online with my friends, we role play.
Oh, we tried.
No,
Muffin tried. Muffin fucking. He
tried, but he
tried hard, and because of Chris, he absolutely fucking couldn't.
Chris, you want to care to explain yourself?
I played Geark, and Geark has got to do what Geark's got to do.
So our friend Muffin played a paladin. He started out as a paladin. And Chris was playing Geark, a chaotic, evil piece of shit. Who literally everything that Muffin tried to do that was good got turned horribly awry against him because of Chris's actions. We're going to team up with the druids? No, we're not. Because of
God.
Like everything just went to shit throughout the entirety of the game because of that one character. It was so bad that I actually told Chris on stream that if he was in my D&D campaign, I would have kicked him out.
And the best part is too, I was like, no, I would never play a character this evil and chaotic. And he's like, didn't you play like a chaotic evil Dragonborn of Tiamat and do the exact same thing? I was like,
it was eating people's heads while walking around in town.
It's like shit. Yeah, that's all I play now. It seems. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, you too would have been kicked out of my game.
Yeah, great DM, bad player. My favorite moment of that, and this is going to be a bit of a spoiler, but there's a hag, and the hag has this girl that's basically under contract. And so Muffin had walked in and was talking with the hag, and like his side of the screen had that conversation screen going on. But where I wasn't caught in it, and I wasn't getting close enough to it. So I walked up to the back of the hag's house, came in through the back door while he's having a conversation with the hag. And I was standing at on her second level, which you could see down below. I could see the hag and this other girl that the hag had kidnapped. And I don't know what the conversation was or what they were having or talking about. But I basically attacked the kidnapped girl and murdered her instantly.
What? Oh, Jesus.
And I was like, all right, guys, I got the hag. She's dead.
I might have been glad that I missed it.
Was just like, fuck this. I ain't playing anymore.
He swapped. He finally quit being a paladin and went to every other class along the way.
Muffin, if you're listening, play Baldur's Gate with me. We can roleplay together, buddy.
Well, actually, the next time I play Baldur's Gate, if Jay would play it with me as well, would basically be a kill everything run, where we'd play on honor mode
Ooh.
and
We
see
already
how.
did this.
No. We would do kill everything. We'd play in honor mode, so it'd be harder. We couldn't TPK at all, and we would basically fall under one rule set. We have to kill every NPC that we meet the second that we meet them. So like
It'd be so
you go into the
hard.
Nautiloid, you'd have to kill.
It'd be like a
Nuzlocke.
Nuzlocke.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Well, because okay, the Nautiloid, for example, isn't Zaysk or whatever the devil, right? And if you stall too long, eventually 2 more Cambions show up.
Yeah.
Right? So not only do you have to fight that guy, but you also have to fight 2 more Cambions at level 1. It's like a Nuzlocke. You might as well just give up.
I think.
There
Well,
are certain NPCs along the way that as soon as you meet them and try to kill them, you're just fucked.
Yeah.
I think
Try that shit on Elminster. See what happens.
Yeah, fucking Elminster, exactly.
If you I know what happens when you attack Elminster.
But you just disappear.
Yeah, he just disappears.
It's fair.
You attack there's the one dude flying in on the other thing that I'm kind of being vague about.
Yeah.
He just disappears immediately once you attack him. He just poof, gone. So like there are things. The studio is very good at basically not letting you die horribly to things beyond your control.
By your stupid ass actions.
Yeah. Like if you go into the Druid's Grove, and you just jump everybody there, everyone's your level-ish, except for like the leaders. But even though they have things in place in the game that lets you kill those people. So there might be some situations where you have to kind of hand wave the situation going through. Like the Nautiloid, for instance, you're not supposed to win that fight, so we could kind of hand wave that off.
The only way I'm ever going to do this is we all have to agree to play Halfling Barbarians.
Oh yes, I'm in.
Can we have to be Halfling Barbarians, or can we be like?
No multi-classing.
No.
100% Halfling Barbarians.
We're doing
I just don't want to be a halfling. I'd be a Durgar.
You can be a gnome.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I be a gnome wizard?
You have to be a small race. How about a small race barbarian?
I don't want to play another barbarian. I don't like barbarian. It was dumb.
Yeah, that's why I want you to fucking play it.
Yeah. Self-imposed rule set.
I tried playing the game with through the honor mode system and using Karlak instead of the best girl Lae'zel.
AKA Karlak, the best girl.
No,
yeah, definitely
Lae'zel's the best girl.
Yeah.
Ew, gross. Blech, no.
Yep.
I like that frog sex. No, I had to play her as a barbarian. Just like, oh god, this is horrible. So I made her a wild magic instead of her stupid pact of the elk thing that she has by default. I'm just like, okay, this is boring. I make her fight her. I'm like, oh, now I can kill things left and right, and awesome because I have 17 attacks around again.
Yeah, I never changed any of their classes from the beginning. Played all the way through it.
No way.
Yeah. Why would I change their class? They're already a class.
Well, yeah, but I almost immediately change Shadowheart to a life cleric instead of the Trickster domain because the Trickster domain actually sucks.
After a thing happens in the game, I did change her to life cleric because it actually made sense.
I see what you're saying.
I kicked her out of the party the second that I fucking could because all I kept her for was guidance. And once I could get anyone else's guidance, I took them instead of her. That little bitch ass.
I like Shadowheart.
I'm God's favorite princess. Yeah, you are. Yeah.
But healing.
I'm the most romanced character that's a female. Because Gale's number one for some reason.
Which is such a surprise. Gale? I thought it was Astarion.
No, it's Gale.
Women cream over Astarion.
That's true. That's all any of them talk about.
Literally. One of my friends bought the entire game just to romance Astarion. They didn't even know anything about D&D at all. They came over to my house with their PS5. I was like, how do you play this game? How do you get me to the vampire boy?
I bought a PS5 for this.
Exactly.
I actually asked my wife, I was like, hey, what do you think of Asteria? And she's like, not my type. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. She's not a drow. Whoa. Did I tell you about the game store in my area that has the lifelike drow statue of Dritz?
Oh. Yes, I've heard this story, but
I've
I don't.
seen it.
We went to Ollie's, which for some reason, and there was a game store, more of a card shop right next to it, but it has a good tabletop selection. I can't remember the name of the store. And I walk in.
Or Final Quest.
Final
Yeah.
Quest.
Yeah, that place is actually kind of cool.
Yeah. It had a cat in the store, and we were petting it and stuff, and I was looking at stuff. And then I see behind the counter just like a dude standing there. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I noticed it was a life-size statue of Dritz, and life-size is like 5'6" or some shit, because all drow are short.
5'2".
Yeah. So I immediately like kind of run over and stand in front of it so like my wife doesn't see. And she looks at me and goes, what is it? I was like, nothing, go on. You keep moving. You don't want to see this. She's like, I have to see it now, Tracy. What is it? I was like, no, you don't. Keep moving. Go look at the kitty again.
Right.
She's like, no, I'm not going to look at the kitty. Show me what it is. I was like, all right. It's like, but you have to promise me you're not going to buy it. And so I step out of the way, and it's Dritz, and she just like, sploosh. And it was just,
Starts checking her bank account.
do I have $1,100 to buy this? She'd kick me out of the bed. I'd never get to sleep in my room again. She'd just be like, ma Dritz, ma drow. I hate Dritz.
Yeah, he's all right.
The early books were good.
Hell yeah.
There's 7,000 books in his series. How do you even know where to start?
I could tell you where to start.
Is it the Crystal Shard? Because that's the first one.
No,
Yeah.
no.
So the Crystal Shard is the first one written. That is not the beginning of his story.
Right.
I don't
I would
care.
start with what is it, Homecoming or Homeland?
Homeland would be where you start.
Yeah, that's
Which
where,
one
that's
does he
where I
die
started.
horribly in and never comes back?
Hasn't been written yet.
I'll read that one. I'll read
The
that
annals of
paragraph.
time will tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one does he die to a gnomish nuclear device?
Yeah, mind you, Homeland is a better written book than Crystal Shard was, because
Yeah.
Crystal Shard, Crystal Shard was his first book. So
Well, yeah. After you write 7,000 books, I would assume your skill gets better.
yeah,
But-
it's like reading the Dresden Files. You have to get through the first two books before you get to the third one that's actually really good.
Why didn't it start on the third one?
You can. I started on the second one. Like, I didn't read Stormfront until years later.
I've heard a lot about that series, but I've never actually checked it out myself.
It's so good. It's so
Yeah.
fucking good.
And if
I know
you don't have time to
the-
read it, get it on Audible.
I know that the Dungeon Dudes on YouTube, they talk about that all the time.
You can actually listen to a number of them on Spotify, and
Really?
you can find a number of them on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, that just solidified it.
So if you prefer audiobooks as opposed to sitting down and reading, there you go. First one is Stormfront. The second one is Full Moon, and you can go from there.
I actually, to be honest, I just want to read the Jack Vance.
I know, right?
Dying Earth.
Yeah. I saw that there's a book on Amazon, but it's like $600 with just all of them together. It's
Yeah,
a hardcover thing. Or you could buy a used copy for $60. I'm like, what? Okay.
Yeah, let's Jack Vance collection. I think it was.
Yeah.
Collection. I'm on eBay right now, like always. Let's just look for highest price. That'll be the easiest way to find the book. Jack Vance. Nope. No, that all that did was take me to some of his really early works that are very expensive. There
It's
it
all
is.
very expensive.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, The Dying Earth, Jack Vance first hardcover edition, $675.
Wowza.
I don't need first edition. I just need a book.
Yeah,
They
like
have
that-
the complete Dying Earth on Amazon for $250.
Yeah, there
That's
you
the
go, yeah.
entire series.
I need half that price.
but $250. That's reasonable, right?
Listen, I just bought a $1,300 oven today. I don't need to spend any more
Oof.
money.
Yeah. I don't know. Wizards of the Coast is trying to convince us to spend more money.
Yeah. Sign up for that website of theirs and never be able to play D&D if you don't pay them.
I need my custom skins on my miniatures.
You looks like you're trying to roll a d20, but you're out of d20 rolls for the day.
Oh
Hey,
god,
it's
that sounds
$2.99 to
horrible.
roll another d20. Looks like you're swinging a short sword. That's a d6, but you haven't bought the premium plan, so it's going to be a d4. If you want to roll a d6 again, $2.99.
We're really poking fun at it, but that is what it's going to be.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if I can't make more than 100 API calls to fucking Twitter to announce a tsunami warning, yeah, we're gonna get die roll restrictions. Did you guys actually hear about that? So
I heard about it.
there was an earthquake.
Yeah, I know about the earthquake
Japan
in Japan.
Today being January 1st, 2024.
Yeah.
Way to start the fucking year off.
Right.
No kidding.
So the alert system that Japan uses to warn people of tsunamis reached the API limit for X and was unable to send out any emergency transmissions for the rest of the day.
Fucking hell.
Wow.
Yep.
That's insane.
So, thanks, Elon.
Oh, okay. Here you go. The complete Dying Earth, and complete is spelled COMPLEAT, $50 on eBay. Hardcover.
You can get the misspelled version.
Yeah, well, it's intentional.
I got it. I got it.
So there you go. I found it for less than half the price you were asking.
All right, send me a link.
No excuses.
Well, just like the $1,300 oven I mentioned before, I got it for like $400. So, you know, once it's discounted more like by 70%, I'll buy it. All right, we've reached close to an hour, and Mr. Dungeon Lord Jay, you always have games for us, and now we have Bills to play the game with. So let's go.
Well, hello, boys. I have brought a game for you today.
Hooray!
So this game is called Magic Schooled. And I wouldn't expect it to be a 3-player game, but we're all just going to work as a team. There's no longer a competition.
Okay, so I won.
I'm gonna beat all of you.
So we'll talk about the aspect of the game first, but really what the game is about is I'm going to name a spell. Well, since there's 3 of you and you're working together, we can make it a little harder. So I'm going to name a spell. I need you to name the level of the spell and the school of magic that it comes from.
There's going to be a few trick questions for sure in here.
Oh, for sure. But the first thing that I want you guys to do is see if amongst yourselves you can name the 8 schools of magic. There are 8.
Without looking, abjuration, evocation.
Don't look.
I'm not. This is off the top of my head. Abjuration, evocation, necromancy, enchantment, illusion, divination, conjuration. What's the
Illusion?
I said illusion.
I said illusion.
There's an 8th one. Transmutation. Thank you.
Yep, that's right. Very cool. All right. So, are you guys ready to begin?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So, we're going to start off quite simple. Cure wounds.
That's
I
it.
think it's still necromancy. Cure wounds, first level.
I think it's level 1 necromancy, right?
That would be my guess, yeah.
You got anything to say, Bill?
Well, I can understand why they're coming from that, but it should be evocation.
You are correct, Bill. It is not
Wow.
necromancy. It is a evocation spell, which boggles my brain.
It always boggled my brain. It's necromancy.
It's divinity. So therefore it should not be a negative energy spell.
Yeah, I just thought all the healing was lumped under necromancy for some reason.
Nah.
There's a bunch. I got a whole thing of really confusing
it's like the
spells.
whole necromancy thing. That's what it was in 2nd edition, probably 1st edition.
Yeah.
Listen, every spell is necromancy unless proven otherwise.
True. I just always imagine evocation spells as like fireball, right?
Yeah. Yeah, blow shit up. That's evocation.
Lightning. Yeah, but apparently curing your blow-ups are also evocation.
Because you're restoring flesh, you're making something from nothing, I guess.
I don't love it.
That'd be transmutation.
Transmutation, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And you're saying
transmutation
divinity,
needs something to turn into something, whereas evocation is nothing becomes something.
You're turning damaged flesh into healed flesh.
That's I agree with Jay.
Yeah, but you have to add flesh in to heal the flesh.
Anyway.
This is the first one. All right, so another simple one. Number 2 is cause fear. What level is it and what school?
That is level 1 and me. It's level 3 in enchantment, right?
I think
this is a good game.
This is a good one. I think cause fear is level 2, and I would guess illusion.
No.
Nope.
All right, Bill, what is it?
I can't remember the level of it, but
yeah, I think it's 2 in enchantment.
It's first level necromancy.
Bill is correct.
God damn it! I was right. Everything is necromancy, and was proven otherwise.
Cause fear is a first level necromancy spell. So bizarre.
Never fucking cast that spell before, so
it's pointless because all it does, like half the monsters in the game, just have it by looking at you.
Yeah.
You know?
Why would I take cause fear when I have magic missile?
True. It's not a necromancy spell, I guess. Okay, so the next one. Silence.
Level 3 necromancy.
Oh lordy, that one I don't fucking know.
It's not real.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I think
level
it's a
3
level
enchantment.
2. I think it's a level 2.
You're right.
You are
level
right.
2 enchantment.
It is a level 2, and it is an illusion spell.
Yep.
There's no illusion to that.
Dude, I picked the weirdest ones.
Why did you pick any that we could get right?
Hey, can we
not only
fireball?
that, it can be done as a ritual.
Yeah, it can be done as a ritual. I actually learned that the last session I played.
Can we have fireball? I think I know fireball.
Level 3 necromancy.
Until proven otherwise. If it turns you into a dead, does that count as necromancy?
Yes.
All right,
Maybe.
Next one. Sending.
Oh god, that is
level 1
Divination.
transmutation.
What do you say, Bill?
No, it's a higher level. It is crap. Third level, and I'm gonna go with evocation. I'm not positive on it.
Read what it does.
Okay, so I did put the spell descriptions, but I'm gonna read it real quick to make sure it doesn't give any clues.
Yeah, that would be fine.
Yeah, I got you. So you send a short message of 25 words or less to a creature with which you are familiar. The creature hears the message in its mind, recognizes you as the sender if it knows you, and can answer in a like manner immediately. There's blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 100% necromancy.
Yeah, it's definitely necromancy. And no, I think it's third level divination.
So
I think it is divination actually, yeah.
So both Jay and Christopher, I agree it should be divination, but
Yes.
Bill is correct. It is an evocation spell.
Yes, because the biggest reason is you can send that across planes.
What does that have to do with evocation? That should be conjuration.
I feel like
maybe. I think Discord might have started going fucky or something.
That was really weird.
All right, is Craig still recording?
It seems to be.
All right.
Way to go, Craig.
Everything seems clear. Okay. Yeah, everything seems clear now. So, all right, that was weird. Just
the storm has passed.
Move on to the sending. Let's not talk about that one on here.
Okay, so the next one, banishment.
That is divination,
Necromancy.
and it is level 4.
Banishment.
In 4th edition, it was first level divination.
It should be 5th level conjuration, I think.
Any input, Bill?
Yep. 4th level abjuration.
Bill, you are correct. It
So
is an
far, you have hit-
abjuration spell.
Bill
So far,
Bill
you
must
have
said
hit
he
spells
must.
that one of my primary NPCs uses on a regular basis.
Right.
I think he just sits there and reads over these spells, memorizing all of this.
Well, like I said, so like Bill, like he when I'm playing Adventures League and he's playing in my games, all right, he just comes up with these spells. I just look at him like, okay, yeah, I guess that's a spell. Whatever. What does it do?
Banishment's
Okay.
good. Banishment is a good spell. I've
Classic.
used it multiple
Classic.
times, but
Oh,
Especially when upcast.
I use a lot of weird spells, but I don't know what school they are.
magic,
a lot of
right.
times I don't remember what level this shit is.
So I remember
the level,
in
the
4th
level is a
edition,
hard one.
I remember in 4th edition, the cleric's got a daily spell at level 1 that basically banished a creature of your choice to the ethereal plane, where they spent the next 5 rounds using healing surges on themselves, and then they got blipped back into existence. There was no save to it. Okay, it was meant to be a healing spell that you use on an ally to blip them out so they can heal and come back. But what ended up happening was because it wasn't you didn't need to be willing, and it was any creature, okay, or any target.
Yep.
In their case, you could look at Orcus and go, "Fuck you, you're gone for 5 rounds." Reestablish yourself, and then basically at 5 rounds,
warlocks have a thing like that in 5e. They have it's a higher level one, but it'll take somebody out. They basically fall through hell for a round. For a round, come back. They take damage from that, but they're out of combat for a round. Plus, it gives you. There's no save, there's no anything. You target the big bad guy with it, then you put like blade barrier and just other, your fucking barbarian walks up and just stands right next to where they're coming back and holds their action. So as soon as they pop in, you hit them with everybody.
Yeah.
So I am definitely in agreement with Jay's ruling on banishment being a conjuration spell. Like I feel like it's portals and teleporting and stuff.
Yeah, so you're sending something somewhere else.
Yeah, abjuration just, I don't know. That doesn't feel right to me. So the next one, classic, disintegrate.
Necromancy. I think that's level 6.
8th level enchantment.
Yeah, pretty sure it's level 6. Necromancy. 7th level is Finger of Death.
Yeah.
So
Level
disintegrate.
Could be 5th level.
Go ahead, Bill. What you got?
I'm going to go with 6th, and it is transmutation.
That is correct. Well, it's 5th level, but it's transmutation. Fifth level transmutation spell.
Okay.
So I kind of got the level.
Dead.
Right.
I hate that it should be a necromancy spell.
No, it makes sense. I mean, that actually makes sense.
It turns you to dust. Yeah.
Turning something into dust.
That's it.
But then again, is a beholder ray transmutation, or is it just you dying?
So whatever the next one is that you read, the first thing I think of is absolutely not what I'm going to say it is.
Yeah, exactly. You're finding the pattern.
Yeah.
7 questions in. All right, so I only have 2 more. So the last one, or the penultimate one, is simulacrum.
Transmutation snowball.
Actually, I think
a snowball level spell.
Simulacrum is, I think it's 7th level. I think it's illusion.
I'll agree.
It is an 8th level spell. And it is illusion.
Yeah, that one I'm very familiar with.
So you're
cast
taking a
it
snowball
a
and you're
lot.
creating life, and it's an illusion spell.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was thinking clone was 8th level and simulacrum was 7th, but
So clone is a necromancy spell.
Are you sure? Are we sure it's not enchantment?
I'm
could
pretty
be
sure.
might be abjuration or evocation. Who the fuck knows?
I got magic
At this
missiles,
point.
guys. It's necromancy.
Okay, so last one. Power word kill.
All right, guys, I got this. Are you
right.
guys ready?
Yeah, I'm going with whatever Chris's answer is.
I'm going with level 9. All right. And I'm going with necromancy.
So level 8.
It's probably divinity because
Yeah,
it's a power word.
it's level 8, and I'm gonna be pissed if it actually is necromancy. I think it's
Nope.
I think evocation,
All right,
Nope.
Bill.
Enchantment.
enchantment.
It is a 9th level enchantment spell.
Okay.
Fucking A.
Dude,
I'm invoking the word of power. It's not divinity.
And it's
Not necromancy, even though it kills you.
Oh, I forgot.
It's so wild.
I forgot to myself on that last one that I have to not answer what I think it is.
Yeah, I know,
It's
man.
level 4 conjuration, guys. You're
You got
conjuring
it.
a power word.
I had one of my players. She kind of fell to that. She was after a hag which had cursed her. She got rid of the curse, and in its retribution, power word killed her.
Nice.
Yep. Well, you guys just got magically schooled.
Except for Bill.
Except for Bill. Bill went to magic class.
Apparently.
I killed one of my players too with power word kill when they were fighting Asarak in the Tomb of Annihilation. This one player was playing against Yankee. He made it through the entire tomb without dying. He was the only one, and got to Asarak. And I told him they could metagame, and he knew that Asarak had a sphere of annihilation, so he was going to use his bag of holding to basically throw it over the sphere and cause an explosion and shit. And he was running across the walls, like there's this giant lava pit. He was running across the walls to get to him. So he moved all he could. And I had Asarak turn to him, look at him, and use power word kill. And I knew that he had less than 100 hit points, so he died immediately.
Yeah.
And then he fell down into the bottom of the pit, hit the lava, and just started cooking away. There's no way anyone could save him in any capacity. And I was like, thank God that happened, or else you would have won. Because they beat the whatever that thing was, the Abathal, whatever it was.
Oh, what is it called?
That-
A tropal.
Yeah,
a dead
that
god.
Yes, it was. A baby dead god. Mhm.
They killed the fuck out of that thing. That was so like, oh yeah, we're indestructible. And then Asarak showed up and
Yeah,
That was that.
I recently introduced my players to the power that is power word stun, specifically in Pathfinder, since I'm not doing 5e, and it's better in Pathfinder than it is in 5e. They were fighting basically they're fighting a demigod at the time who could take twice as many actions as a normal character could.
Oh.
So he was able to cast 2 meteor storms in the same round, followed by two power word stuns.
Jesus, that's brutal.
It was brutal.
That's brutal.
He hadn't done much the whole fight until then, and then they realized, oh, we're in fucking trouble.
So my inspiration behind this game is I've been running an ancient fallen Netherese enclave for my players.
Okay.
And the enclave has a tower for each of the 8 arcanists of the 8 schools of magic.
Yep.
So I've been looking into like what crazy spells are actually this school of magic or whatever. And the real inspiration was the evocation cure wounds, because in my mind it's like they're experimenting with how much damage you have to take before cure wounds doesn't work anymore. So they would like blow people up with fire bolts and fireballs and planting delayed blast fireballs inside of people and then cure woundsing and cure woundsing and cure woundsing.
Oh, he's dead. He didn't survive. Test.
Yeah.
Mark off test subject number 323.
Yep. Book him and send him to the necromancer.
That actually reminds me of a short that I saw today. It's like, how would you guys rule a player intentionally getting swallowed by a dragon and then having them set an immovable rod inside of the dragon's stomach?
Yeah.
No, we've all dealt with that one before.
Yeah. You just missed a step away. Yep, dragons can use spells.
Yep.
Congrats.
True.
Yeah, or they just back up.
And then it rips right out of their stomach.
They take damage. It's a giant ass dragon. It'll survive it.
Yeah, seriously.
Honestly, most dragons are actually just strong enough to break free of it. Because it has a strength.
Oh, yeah, it's a strength thing.
Yeah, there's like a strength check of 25 or some shit like that.
Yep, you're right. You are right.
Or might even be 20. Like a full-size dragon isn't going to give two shits about it.
What's a DC 30?
Oh, okay. Well, it's higher than I thought, but either way, it's still beatable.
At least give disadvantage. It is in your stomach. It's going to hurt.
Yeah.
And it's tiny. Well,
definitely killing the player character, though.
Oh, yeah. Bitch, I wasn't going to breathe on you twice in a row, but now I am.
Well, Dungeon Lord Jay, I do thank you for the game. I want you to also plug your stuff that you've been doing with your D&D stuff and your own podcasts.
That is correct. I really appreciate the opportunity. So I have 2 podcasts going on right now. Both of them are absolutely awesome, and everyone should check them out, especially you guys. The first one that I'm going to talk about is called the Plane Hoppers Guild. This is my equivalent of the Grumpy Dungeon Master podcast. It is me and my friend Eric. My friend Eric is a complete noob, but an absolute natural with D&D. He has the most creative mind. And I've sort of taken him under my wing to teach him stuff about D&D that he has absolutely no clue about. One of the episodes we did a whole rundown on Fiend 101, demons, devils, and Yugoloths. We did a whole episode on Fae. I've done an episode on the 3 pillars of play and 5-room dungeons. And at the end of every episode, we do a bit just like the one that we just did, Magic Schooled. We do different little bits just like it. Every episode, I have a new game.
Nice.
And that is called, that's called the Plane Hoppers Guild. It's on Spotify.
Definitely will check that out.
Please. And the other one that I have is the big one. So I was recently approached by a professional producer who has his own cyberpunk podcast that is mildly successful. And he came to me and asked me if I would like to run a game for a professionally produced, recorded in a studio actual play.
Ooh.
Yeah, the first episode is already out. The second episode will be out this coming week. And it's called Quest, a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. And we are currently I'm running a slightly modified version of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. 2 of the players are local Charleston comedians. So it's kind of a funny comedy deal. Cool. But he takes a full 3-hour session, condenses it down to about 45 minutes. There's sound effects, music, he pulls out all the stops. And it's absolutely amazing. It's called Quest, a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. You can find it on Spotify. It's by the guy's name is John Feist, Feist. So just Quest, John Feist. I've posted links all over the place for it. So check it out.
Yep, and we will make sure to have those on our Discord. And if I remember, or if Chris remembers, we'll have them on the podcast.
I would really appreciate that. I have you guys on my podcast, the Plane Hoppers Guild. So
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And Bill, before we interrupted with that, I think you were trying to say something.
Whatever it was, I don't remember.
Okay. Well, welcome to being old.
I can't think anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't remember Sean Astin's name just a few minutes ago.
Oh, I know.
We actually for New Year's we played the generational Trivial Pursuit game.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it
I've
has
seen that.
questions on all the cards based on the Greatest Generation, Baby Boomers, Gen X, Millennials, and I think just Gen Z.
Zoomers.
Gen Z.
Yeah, I think. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think. There's 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And all the questions on there were just like I couldn't answer a single one, regardless of the generation. Not a damn idea what anything.
Because you suck at trivia.
I know.
Third level necromancy.
That's my answer for everything now. What is this? Third level necromancy.
But yeah, what you were telling me yesterday about that version of Trivial Pursuit, though, is that just the answers were terribly wrong or
Yeah,
not relevant.
They weren't relevant. Sometimes it was basically like if it was released in the year or decade, it was considered of that generation. When it was a newer thing that just came out, so it was on the wrong generation.
Well,
we found another one that was basically they had the date wrong in the question, and you couldn't answer the question because the date that they wrote down there was wrong. It was 10 years earlier. So A, it shouldn't have been in that generation for the question, and B, the date was completely wrong, so nothing happened that year for that person. So
there were multiple ones that I've come across recently. Like, I guess the newer Trivial Pursuit is just not good. The Dungeons and Dragons one was fun as hell, but
yeah,
we did
that one.
Yeah, we did the horror one recently, and we came across 2 of them that were absolutely just fucking incorrect. Because they were actually horror comic book related, and I have a lot of comic book knowledge from like the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and my other buddy who was there, he knows all the modern shit. And the questions they asked were like, no, that is the wrong answer.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so don't buy new Trivial Pursuit games unless it's D&D. You can buy that one.
Yeah, that one we've played a lot of. It's correct as far as we could tell. It seemed to be good.
So I think that does it for our first podcast of the year. The one thing I have to say is if you are local to Charleston, please come out and play Adventures League with us on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. We're looking to start a bigger group with the new release that comes out in May. So we'll be at Synergy Gamers playing Adventures League on Wednesdays at 7. Should be a lot of fun if you're local to that area. So come on out and...
Real quick, because I just remembered this. Yep. One last thing. So, Dungeon Lord Jay, you were not here last week.
I was not.
So we all covered what we thought was the best release of last year, RPG wise.
Okay.
So if you can do it in like a minute, what was your favorite release for last year? Because obviously Waples wants off of here.
The Planehoppers Guild.
The Planehoppers Guild.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, I as far as our RPG wise, I couldn't even tell you. I haven't been keeping up. Oh, you know what? I didn't see it like how good it was, but I kind of still want to check it out. Was the what is the Planar Adventure Sigil?
Yeah.
That's
pretty sure that's what Bill went with. Also, was the Planescape.
Planescape. Yep. That's what it's called. Yeah, I really dig Planescape.
Everybody likes Planescape until you can't get out.
True. Well, you can always get out.
There's a lot of doors. They'll take you somewhere. They'll take you somewhere.
Right.
Might not be where you want to go. Yeah, whatever. It's just a plane of fire. This is fine.
This is fun. This is literally the meme.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Check out his podcast, and we are out of here. Bye, Craig.